Thank you.
Yeah, we can recap. Sai Satish, you want to go first? Sai Satish, you want to go first?
Sairam Auntie. Auntie, if you don't mind the recap part, if you can give Auntie, then I will step in for that. Yeah, sorry.
Okay, sure. So, for the last few weeks, we have been studying about the Gnana Gunas. Swami has given a list of the gunas, attributes of a Gnani. A Gnani must have these qualities, these attributes. Otherwise, he cannot be called a Gnani. That's what Swami is saying. First, he started with Amanitvam. Then second one was Adhambitvam. Then the third one came to, the third one was Ahimsa. Then fourth one, Kshama. Fifth one is Rujutvam. Then seventh one is Shaucham. Then eighth, Sthiryam, sorry. And ninth one was Indriya Nigraha. And then comes Vairagya. Then we had long discussion about Anahankara. And then Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshanudarshanam. I think we had very detailed we discussed about this Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkham. So Janma, you know already, birth, death, and then illness, the old age, illness, and Dukkha, all the grief, and Dosha, all the blemishes. So these, Swami says that we have to be aware of these Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkham. So every time we have to see all those things are happening. And then we talked about Asakti, or we can go back, I think Kalyani or Aruna, you can read this and then we can go.
Okay.
Asakti or Asakti.
Okay. Sairam. Then he spoke of Asakti or Anasakti, the withdrawal of desire from objects, the absence of yearning, the greed of possess things that you see is caused by egoism. I must have this. I must be the proud owner of this valuable thing. This is how egoism prompts. It is a strong cord that binds you to the object. Withdraw the mind and treat all the manifestation of the Lord's glory. Love all things as expression of His glory. But do not delude yourself into the belief that possessing that will make you happy. That is an illusion. Do not dedicate your life for their sake. Use them for your needs as and when necessary. That is all. That kind of impulse activating you will be a great handicap in your progress towards liberation. Whatever you may acquire as property will have to be given up someday. You cannot take with you on that last journey even a blade of grass or pinch of dust. Keep this fact ever before the mind's eyes, and then you can realize the reality. Before one's birth, one has no relationship with this world and its material objects. After death, they and all kith and kin disappear. This sojourn is just a game played in the interval. Getting fascinated with this 3-day fair is foolish. Indeed, desire tarnishes the mind and makes man unfit for the higher pursuit. The sadhukas who seek liberation and realization must rid themselves of desire. For like grease, it sticks and it is difficult to remove once it's contacted.
Connect.
Thank you, Sai.
I will read the Telugu, Sai Satish. Please, can you translate it? Saira.
Yeah, sure, aunty. Sure, aunty. Yeah.
So I'll read it Telugu Swami's translation. Tadupari asakti. Tadupari, afterwards, it is asakti.
Afterwards, asakti. Yes, aunty.
Asakti. Chuchinavanniyu kavalanani ashaye asakti.
Whatever we see, we desire for that. That is asakti.
Deeniki karanamu mamakaramu.
The reason for this is mamakara. This attachment.
Attachment. Mamakara to minus. I have to have it. Annitiyandu manavulanu bandinchunadi mamakarame.
It is this I-ness or attachment that binds the whole of mankind.
Edi chuchina naku kavalanuta.
Whatever we see, we desire for that.
Nadi ani danipai vyamohamanu abhiruddhi parachuta.
It is mine. It is mine. That is what, in terms of attachment, that or desire for it, that keeps growing.
Idi paramajnaniki daniki dharma virodhamu.
For a jnani, this is against the dharma.
Against his dharma as a jnani. Mamakarame mahapashamu.
The I-ness is noose in itself.
Anta Bhagavantuni Srushti Andali Padarthamuga Bhavinchina Gnani. Anta Bhagavantuni Srushti.
Everything is God's creation.
Andali Padarthamulaga Bhavinchina. They are just ordinary things. If you think like that, Gnani Lakshamulaku Gurtuga Unduno. Anasakti Avasaramu. For a Gnani to be known as a Gnani, he must have this anasakti, disinterestedness. Anasakti is disinterestedness. Asakti is to own everything. It is mine, mine, mine. The one Gnani always thinks that he is not interested in anything. Okay. Then comes Idi Padimudavadi, 13th. This is the 13th quality of a Gnani. Prati vastunandunu snehamu matrame undavalenu. In everything, a man has to have only just it is the glory of the Bhagawan. So it is just a manifestation. And so take it as one, take it as ordinary thing. That's all. Idi Padimudavadi. Sneham matrame undavalenu. You just have to have, what is the here Sneham? Love all things as an expression of his glory. Love all things as an expression of his glory. That's all. Sneham. Kani moham undaradu. He should not get attached to it. It's a delusion if you have attachment. Unnantavargu upyoginchuko. Whatever is available for you until you are alive, just use them. Just use them. Don't get attached to it. Ante kani వాటి కొరకే నీ జీవితము అంకితము చేయకూడదు. Don't spend all your life for the sake of that thing which you are possessing. So that's what, do not dedicate your life. Do not dedicate your life for their sake. Idi mokshapeksha galavaruలకు పెద్ద అడ్డు. Those who really want the grace of the Lord, for those who want to really realize that Lord, such people, this is a great impediment. That is asakti. Asakti means showing your attachment to things is a real great obstacle in your progress, in your journey. Enni sampadinchinaну kadaku anniyu oka pari vadalipoka tappadu. Whatever you earn in this life, it will kadaku. At the end, we have to leave everything and go. Not even any okapari vadaliku tappadu. Puchika pulla kudanu venta తీసుకొని పోలేరు. Not even a single blade of grass will come with you. We are not taking anything with us when we go away from this world. ఈ లక్ష్యమును దృష్టి యందు ఉంచుకున్న సత్యమును దర్శించగలరు. Those who have this view in their life that nothing belongs to me, I am not taking anything with me, such people will have definitely see the real truth. దర్శింపగలరు. పుట్టక పూర్వము, before he was born, before a man is born, ఈ ప్రపంచ సంబంధములు, this relationship of vastu vahanumuలు, you are possessing like in vehicles and other things, మానవులకు ఉండవు. Before we are born, we don't have these kinds of activity attachments that this is mine, that is mine. Vastu vahanumuలు is vehicles. He doesn't have that kind of possessive nature. చచ్చిన తరువాత, after death, ఈ వస్తు వాహనములు, these vehicles, బంధు బలగములు or relatives అతనికి ఉండవు. He will not have. మధ్యలో ఆడుకొను ఆటయే ఈ లోక సంబంధం. Swami is saying here, in between birth and death, whatever takes place in that period, it is just a game. It is just a game. That's all. Take it in such a way. So this is loka sambandham, the relationship with this world and the people who are there. All these things are only a game, a play in between birth and death. So ఆసక్తి వలన అంతఃకరణము మాలిన్యము కాగలదు. So your antakarana will get definitely blemished by this asakti, by this attachment. మాలిన్యమైన అంతఃకరణము కలవాడు, those who have this impure mind, మోక్షమును పొందజాలదు. He cannot attain that moksha. He cannot even wish for it. నిజముగా జ్ఞాని కాగోరు వారు, those who want to really become జ్ఞానీస్, మోక్షాపేక్ష సాక్షాత్కార ప్రాప్తి ఆశించు సాధకులు, those who are eager to get the moksha and sakshatkara, that's Bhagawan's real sakshatkara. Those who are sadhaka, those seekers cannot have this asaktiki antaka undavalu. They should not get attached to this asakti. It is adi maha jiddu padartham. It is such a sticky thing. Sticky thing when you know you can't wash immediately. You have to, it sticks to you. You need lots of soap nets and other things to wash yourself off. So maha jiddu padartham, it's very sticky. Tadupari shubram chesukonuta kashtam. To wash it off, it is really difficult. So then comes that's, I think the whatever I read this is like grease itself. I think I should stop there.
Yeah, this is the page.
Yeah, that's the page. That's all.
Yeah. Auntie, mamakaram here translated as an egoism, right?
Yeah, egoism. Because of ego, I comes first.
So mamakaram is translated as ego.
Ahankaram and mamakaram. Because you feel that you are individual, aham first comes.
In Telugu, mamakaram is translated as this.
Okay. Mamakaram is mine.
Yeah.
Me and mine. Me is ahankaram. Mine is mamakaram. So these are the difference.
Oh.
Me, I need. And then it's mine. It is mine. It is mine. You grab things, So that is called mamakaram.
Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, anybody else wants to say something? Kalyani, where are you?
Hi, Ram. I'm here.
Okay.
So first, so asakti is the attachment, and then anasakti is the quality that we have to cultivate. Is that right?
Cultivate. Opposite of asakti is anasakti.
Okay.
Asakti is attachment, anasakti is detachment. That's it.
Okay.
Anandi, you want to say something?
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
In the first passage in the middle, it says, do not dedicate your life for their sake. Use them for your needs as and when necessary. That is all. What Swami is really referring here, Swami says, do not dedicate your life for your, not to attach, don't be proud of owner of anything. But Swami also says, use them for your needs as and when necessary.
Yeah.
When it would be necessary.
You know, in the worldly use, what we possess some property, we possess some wealth, all these things. You know, some people, they are ready to lose their lives for the sake of those wealth and property. You have come across some people, you know. So Swami says, your life is completely dedicated to that, to those external worldly things. Why are you so much attached to it? Why are you so much? Your life is completely dedicated to that. Don't go to that level. Use them. As far as we are living, we use the house, we use the property, we use our wealth, and then we don't get attached to it. When we go away, we are not taking anything with us. Have that attitude. Some people do dedicate their lives completely for the sake of something, which worldly possessions. Yeah, further.
So Swami says, you know, this sort of attachment, you know, either the properties or maybe some sort of, you know, the desires I should be having, or this is my, you know, my product, or this is my, you know, house, or any other things owned by the people. You use that for your needs, but don't go beyond that. You know, if you don't need it, then you give up, or maybe you don't need to be attached to that one. You know, that sort of meaning in here.
Yeah.
Then Swami says,
not only worldly property, worldly things, material things, Anandi, even for name and fame. Some people, you know, they want a name in the life, in the world. They want to have a good fame, name. For that sake, you know, people dedicate their lives. They die for it. They're ready to sacrifice their lives. Yes, I must get that name. I must get that fame. Some people are like that. Swami says, don't dedicate your life for such things. Okay. Aruna, you want to say something?
Sairam, Auntie, can you clarify one more time? I know Kalyani asked that question. Asakti and Anasakti, right? It says he spoke of Asakti or Anasakti. The withdrawal, isn't it the same? He was telling, he spoke of Asakti or
No.
Anasakti.
First he said Asakti.
Yes.
See, in Telugu he says,
Asakti.
Asakti means whatever you see in this world.
Yes.
That
Anasakti.
Asakti is to desire for it.
Desire for it.
Desire.
Yes.
Anasakti, don't show any desire for it. Just treat it as something with disinterestedness. You don't have to see, oh, this I want completely. No. There are things which you can show Anasakti. You just take things, withdrawal of desires from objects, the absence of yearning. Anasakti means you have to withdraw your mind from objects and you don't have any yearning for it. Yearning is an intense desire, should not be there. That is Anasakti.
Same thing as Asakti or Anasakti. That's the one is confusing me. Why O?
No, in Telugu it is not like that.
Okay. Something confusing. Yeah.
Yeah. Or it cannot be. You cannot say or.
Yeah.
Yes. Swami says about Asakti, then he comes, if you want to be a Gnani, you have to have that Anasakti. Disinterestedness should be there if you want to become a Gnani. Gnani's attribute is Anasakti. Okay?
Asakti.
Here, you know, actually, when you are correct, when you say Asakti, Anasakti, the same thing it means, you know.
Yeah. Oh, Asakti.
No. R should not be there. It is wrong thing. Correct.
But the Sai Satish wants to say something.
Sai Satish, Solupa.
Sairam Aunty.
Sairam.
So I just wanted to extend on what Sister Anandi had asked. So we know about this story of a person who comes back. He's coming back to his village, and even as he comes back to his village, he sees that his house is on fire. And as the house is on fire, he knows that all that he has worked out throughout his life is just going up in fumes. And so he's literally in that agony and pain, and even as onlookers are watching, he doesn't know what to do, and he's literally crying as the whole thing is burning. And as it is burning, his first son runs up to him and says that this, no doubt it is our house that is burning, but Father, this is to just inform you that just yesterday we sold this house. And so you don't have to worry. And instantly this person who is crying is no longer crying. He also just keeps looking at the house like anybody else. And it is continuing to burn. He is no longer affected by it. But then even as he is trying to come back, and he's like, just be like an onlooker because no longer it is his house, the second son comes running and says, but what has happened is, though we have sold the house, the agreement papers have not been signed. So the house is still not, we do not know what will happen. And immediately this man again starts crying that it is my whole life's saving, now it is again gone. And even as he starts crying, the third son runs up to him and says, don't worry, the person who bought the house is a man of word, and he has said that though he has not signed the agreement, he will honor his word, and the house that is currently burning is not ours but somebody else's who bought it. And again the person comes back to not crying. So what we see in that whole thing is him crying or not crying, him feeling that it is something of a loss, and him feeling that it is something that he has lost versus something he has not lost, was completely based on his attachment to that house. Once he decided he is no longer attached, he was free of crying or anything. He was just looking at it like any other person. But once he felt that this is mine, me and mine, what Auntie was saying, then immediately he started crying. He started going through this. So this is not to say that we should not act upon it if a house is burning. I'm not saying that. But at the same time, it is to impress that as long as I think like I'm driving a car, I feel I am driving the car and use the car to get from point A to point B, and then realize it is only the car and I am not the car, then it is fine. But the problem is, I begin to think I am the car. I begin to think I am the house. I begin to think I am the job. I begin to think I am the family. And so because I think me and mine so much, I forget who I am, and I get attached and bound to things and feel that what is an extension of my relationship is me. And once that confusion comes, that is where that whole thing of pain, getting caught in it, all of that results because of asakti. And that is where I think Swami is saying, if we are having anasakti in form of that disinterest, we know we have to use it as an instrument. We don't think we are the instrument, but we know it is the instrument that we are using, including our body. If our body itself, we take it as an instrument, then everything else the body comes with is also an instrument, in contact with is also an instrument. If we operate at that level of framework, that we use it as an instrument always, then we don't get affected by things that happens around us. If not, we get lost, we get confused, and because of that, we feel the pleasure, pain, all of those things. Sairam.
So it all started with ahankara. Then it ended with mamakara. Then, with mamakara, everything else, dukkha, sukha, everything comes because we think that we are the owners. Swami says, as long as you are alive in this world, use it up as an instrument, and then just don't attach yourself to anything. That possessiveness is the worst thing a man can go through. Sairam.
Thank you
Auntie.
so much, Brother Sai Sadish and Mani Auntie. That right now it's very, very clear to me. We always think we are the owners. No, we should always we have to keep in ourselves that we are just instruments. Whenever it is needed, we have to use it. And we have to have our discrimination when to use it, where to use it. Then we would be safe. Thank you so much. It's an excellent explanation.
Sairam Auntie, that's line about Prati Vastuvu Nandunu Snehamu Matrame.
Snehamu Matrame undavannu. Sneham means here Swami is saying here, love all things as expressions of his glory. That's what she says. Here in Swami's language, Prativastu Nandano, in each and everything, whatever we find in this world, Sneha Matrame Undalo. It's okay. Friendship. Sneha can be translated as a friendship, but here it means you're using it as an instrument, or what can we say? Sneha here is liking also can be say. You like it, that's all. Not that you're going to dedicate your life to have that one.
Oh, so you should just have sneham towards all the objects in the world?
Sneham towards all the objects, because whatever manifestation is there, it's all God's creation. We all love good flowers, if we see, or with the good things which we see in his glory, we can just praise him as the Lord of all the creation, but not getting too much into it and then possessing it. Oh, this is mine, I can't part with it. Such attitude should not be there.
And so the next line that says Kani Mohamun.
Moham comes here, attachment. Kani Moham undakudu. You can have friendship, you can like certain things, but don't have that illusion that it belongs to me. And that attachment comes. Moham here is attachment.
Okay.
Auntie, here the main thing Swami is talking about, don't think of possessing things with you, right? So only take what you need and use them as necessary.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
that is the main thing, right? The possession, some people they collect, okay? They run after the wealth. That kind of thing only Swami says, don't.
Yeah. We're all like that, Aruna. We're all like that. We collect things. Lots of things we collect, and then, but the next step is not to attach them.
Yes.
Thinking that this is mine, that possession is mine, I can't give it to anyone. Such kind of attitude is not recommended here by Swami. Everybody knows the truth. You cannot take with you anything, a blade of grass also. So we have to have that reality before us, our mind's eye. Where in actual life, everyone thinks, that is going to be a permanent resident here in this world. And everything belongs to him, and I am going to be with it all the time. No, a time comes when we have to leave these things and go away. Again and again, Swami has been saying that, Vairagya is needed, that detachment is needed for us. And Swami's, we study also in Bhagavad Gita or in other scriptures, we come across this, but how far we have been able to put it into practice, that's the question.
So, Sairam Auntie.
Sairam.
So the anasakti, that means whatever we are seeing from our eye, then we wanted to achieve or we attach to that one. The ego is the one binding the attachment with the object.
Yeah.
So we have to understand this is not a permanent based on your explanation, because one day we had to give up everything. For an
Yeah.
example, if we spend our whole life just modernizing our house, modernizing our car and everything, and we forget to do our spiritual side path. So there should be a limitation on the attachment and the desire. Now, if you have a house and you don't need to spend more time on, decorating and everything, even when the age come, we cannot even, we don't know whether we can live in the house, because we have to go through the old age and we have to go through the sickness, we have to go through the worries.
But
So,
yeah,
yeah,
okay.
once we think about that one, we are so we don't have the ego to achieve this kind of things. For an example, even the Ravana's incident, he wants to attach, desire for Sita, and we know what is end up with that one. So same thing in our life too. Thank you, Auntie.
And that doesn't mean, Brother Dasan, that we don't decorate our house, we don't keep our house dirtier. No, not
No, definitely, because we should not spend a lot of money or a lot of time into that one.
no.
So
Even if you spend time and lot of money and everything, but the attachment. Oh, this house is mine. I'm going to take it with me. That
yeah,
can be
exactly.
avoided. That's why.
Yeah, thank you.
In everyday life, we are all seeing that we live our lives in a grand scale, and as far as possible, we like things and we enjoy things. That's okay. That's all okay. Every normal thing, a human being goes through it. But Swami here, what he says, don't show asakti in it. Don't show that it belongs to me. I want to enjoy it for life. That attachment should not be there.
Yes. Thank you, Auntie.
So, anybody else? Yeah. And Swami, especially here, is saying, getting fascinated with this 3-day fair is foolish indeed. And desire tarnishes the mind. That's the important thing. Whatever we desire for, it is polluting our mind and makes a man unfit for higher pursuits. So, getting fascinated, that's correct word. Aruna, unmute yourself. Unmute if you want to
Yes,
talk.
Auntie, I didn't understand that part. Getting fascinated with this 3-day fair is foolish indeed.
This 3-day affair is that, between birth and death.
Yeah,
That
and the living.
But the living,
what is the 3 days, Auntie?
3-day fair means that's all natakam. We say this Jivanam is just like a natakam. It's just a drama.
Oh, 3-day fair. Fair is
Fair.
a nadagam. Okay.
Natakam. It is just a natakam, a game.
It's
So,
a
Auntie,
game.
Yeah, Sairam.
Birth, life, and death. That is the one, the 3 days thing. Birth,
No.
life.
no.
Before life, first. Death,
Yeah.
different. In between these two things, there is a period where we are living.
Yes.
That living is nothing but a game, but a drama. Just a drama played by us as Bhagawan makes us play roles, different roles. That's it. 3-day affair. That's, Moodnallu Muchata, Telugu in Swami says, Moodnallu Muchata. For 3 days only, it fascinates you. Afterward, death comes. This living ends in death. That is it.
Anasakti, that means before birth, living time, after death. Yeah,
Yeah, before
that's the three.
in birth and death, there is a period where we are living.
Yeah.
That period is called 3-day affair.
Oh, the birth and death, the period
Yeah,
between
between death and between birth and death,
and death.
that period in where we are living is just a matter of 3-day affair.
Oh. Okay. Just they use that to say that period of time is 3 days.
In Tamil also, I think there should be,
Ah,
there should be something equivalent to it.
okay.
In Telugu, if they say Moodnalla Muchata, that's how they describe it.
Yeah. There's two people have raised their hand, Auntie.
I don't see in my,
Brother Sai Satish, can you please go ahead, please?
yeah, I can't see in my frame. That's why I don't know.
Yeah, Sairam Aunty, I was just adding to that. Like in Hindi, they say "Do din ki duniya." So it's a 2 days. Yeah, in terms of existence, it's like just 2 days. Or here, like what Swami has said, it's a 3-day fair. So it is more like, suppose we are going to an exhibition or a museum, that kind of a thing in our day-to-day life. We go to that place, we spend possibly a few hours, but then we have to come back and live our life as such. So like that Swami is saying, if we look at the real purpose, life itself is like that. The true purpose of being is actually what we are before birth and after death. In between, it is like going to that few hours of exhibition and coming back. What Swami is saying as 3-day fair, it is just, that is the, yeah, it is a very small fleeting existence from which we cannot even, at least when we go to exhibition, we buy something, we can take it home, at least that is okay. But in that real life thing, we cannot even take a blade of grass.
Yeah.
So when we can't even take a blade of grass, what is the whole purpose of putting so much time and effort into the house or job or whatever we think is the going to give us happiness, nothing of which anyway we know it cannot be taken. And in that context, one of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa's disciple, his name was Lattu Maharaj. How he would approach his sadhana was, apparently he would sit on the banks of the river and then tie like a stick, and the end of the stick would be pouch in which he would have like these like chana kind of thing through which the water is flowing, and then with the flow of the water, the thing becomes softened and enough to eat. So what he'll do is, full time he's doing his sadhana or his meditation or tapas or penance, whatever we want to call that. Only time he comes out of his um, penance is just to have that little bit of food and go back into again his meditation, so that he doesn't waste his time in trying to go find food and then eat it. And then again, we spend so much time in gathering food, cooking food, eating food, washing the dishes, and all of so much time just goes in that activity that we don't have time for sadhana. So the way they have approached life, that is what Swami is saying. So we approach it with a sense of friendship, in the sense that sneham is, we give it its due attention, because we need the body, we need few amenities, we have to give it a little bit of attention, but we should not make it the center of our attention. So we use it to a level of sneham and not prema. Prema should be towards God. Sneham should be at the level of the world, where we just use it for whatever purpose and then move on. We don't make it the center of our existence.
Yes. Somebody else, you said, Aruna? Who is it?
Thank you. And Sister Anita is there. Anita, go ahead.
Sai Ram, dear sister. Satish Bhai explained very well the sneha and the, prema.
Prema.
Yeah. I also feel that there was this music director from Bollywood, Raj Kapoor, and he had this movie, Mera Naam Joker, and he puts on a mask and he says, like, your life is like, it's a mask you're putting on. And he says, Zindagi ek fera hai, na tera hai, na mera hai. Like, that means like nothing is yours, nothing is mine. we're just going through the drama, as you explained earlier.
Yeah.
And all we need to have is our accounts or the register tally each and every day. We don't know when we are going to pass. And we can, when we go on a train, we will pack our bags and pack our suitcase. But this journey, we don't know when it's going to end. So only thing that's transferable is the soul. So we have to get our soul ready to go. And then everything else, if we can think of surrender, and if we think of everything is disposable, which is really hard. Like every day we struggle with that. But if once we come to surrender, it's hard because we have kids, we have family, we have to go work and everything. But once we understand it, whoever understands it, that's liberation. That's just fantastic.
Yeah.
That's what I feel. Yeah.
Thank
you, Sairam.
Thank you. Aruna?
Yeah.
I want to say something about that fair, 3-day fair. You know, in villages, you might have come across the, weekly fair. They call weekly shandy. In villages, all the things are not available. Pulses and vegetables and other things. Some things are grown, some things are not grown. So what these fair people do it, they bring all their merchandise and spread it around and sit for 3 days and try to sell them. And then the moment that is gone, all the fellows will just wind up their things and then go away. That is fair. You have come across, I think even in Sri Lanka, you must have come across this fair, weekly fair.
Yes.
In villages.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially. That is it.
Yeah.
3-day fair. He comes, he spreads his merchandise and we buy and then he goes away. So this is also the same thing. Our lives is like that. We spread our merchandise.
Yes.
We spread over all the things, whatever we have, and then we just sit there, and then after 3 days, we are going away.
Yes.
So that's
a go. Yeah.
Example for fair.
Yes. Thank you, Auntie. There's two more people.
I just had a story I wanted to share. Like it's only going to take a minute. The happiest people I've seen when my mother was helping us, like she was looking after the house being constructed. And the happiest people were the laborers. They came from a very poor part of the country, and they came only to these cities for construction. So whatever they make throughout the day, whether it's 2 rupees or 10 rupees, they will go to the shop, grocery store, buy it, and they'll cook. And then they were singing. I saw them every night, and I told my mom, I said, they don't even have clothes on their body, and they're so happy and singing, like literally singing from the heart. And they are the happiest people because they don't know what's tomorrow. And it's hard for us to live like that. Sairam. It's hard.
They don't have any possessions. That's the best. We all have possessions. That is the problem.
Yes, that's the problem.
Not only possession, attachment too. So we want to go back to home after work. Kalyani is the auntie.
Kalyani.
Kalyani,
Sairam, auntie. Yeah, because I was looking up sneha. So I think one of the meanings of sneha is also like stickiness or oil or grease.
Yeah, correct. Sneha is also oily. I wanted to just discuss that point here. Like grease, it sticks and difficult to remove once it is contacted. Swami in Telugu also says, Jiddu padarthamo. Jiddu padarthamo means which gets stuck to our hands. Tadupari shubbramu chesukonata kashtam. Afterwards to clean it is very difficult. And I remember, you all of you have seen jackfruit. When you open the fruit, it's so inside, it is so sticky. What do we do to avoid that stickiness? We put the oil on our hands and we take out each fruit. After opening the jackfruit, each fruit is taken like that so that it doesn't stick to your hands. So also we have to have that kind of detachment, anasakti, in possessing things, and then so that we can easily wash it afterwards, wash our hands afterwards. So that's an example given for this attachment and detachment I have come across.
So I think Swami, he's saying asakti is also is very sticky, such a sticky thing. But sneham also means stickiness. So when Swami's saying we can have sneham, but we shouldn't have asakti, because even if we desire anything, like then it seems hard to not have attachment to it. So I was just wondering a little bit more about how can we have sneham without asakti?
Yeah, Kalyani, sneham has got several meanings, Ilyama.
Yeah.
There are several meanings, but here it means Swami when he says sneham undavalno, not what is it called? He says chuchina sneham matrame undavalno, moham undaradi. That's what Swami says. You have to have only the likeness, liking, or at what was called Sai Satish was saying something about sneham. Snehan. Yeah, one by one.
Yeah. And so, that God's creation, we have to love all the creation and beauty.
Love. We have to love. That is sneha here means we have to love things, but not get attached to it. That's moham. Moham adakudu. That means we have to be detached to things. Of course, we love everything. We like everything, but doesn't mean that we go after it. That is not advisable. So sneham here means, Kalyani, I think it's we like objects. We like them. But in the last paragraph, the last sentence, like grease, it sticks when he says that it's not here sneham. It is, what does he say? Jiddu padarthamu. Swami says is jiddu padarthamu, oily thing. Oily thing which gives you sneham. Of course, oil means also sneham. That's sneham. But here it means that. There in the first paragraph, it is different meaning.
Okay.
I hope I have cleared it.
Yes, Auntie. Yes, thank you.
Further. Sai Satish, you have anything else to say about this?
Yes, Auntie. I was just trying to reflect a little more on what Sister Kalyani's thing was, where I think it's coming from a point where we are to how do we sister, am I getting this correctly? It is like if we are to maintain that level of sneham, how do we have how do we use it but not get attached to it? Is that what it is? I'm just trying to paraphrase what you're saying. Have I got that?
No, what she means is sneham has got the meaning of oil also. Oil is called sneham. Sometimes, should be like sneham. Continuously it should flow. Oil has the other, this word for sneham is oil. But here, in both places, it has got different meanings. Yes, Sai Satish, please go ahead.
Yes, Auntie. So from what you had also mentioned about the jackfruit example, I think, is it like basically coming down to every point that we are attaching ourselves to the level to which we can stay detached, in the sense we attach to perform the action, but we detach with the fruits of the action. In the sense, whatever we do with the world, we attach at a level just to do that action because it needs to be done. But we completely stay detached with the expectations part of it. So we approach it for whatever reason, that much of asakti is needed to only perform the action and not get attached to the action, which is where the attachment to the action means expecting the fruits from that action. So that is where, if we show, I'm putting it at a level little, of course, I don't want to take that liberty with Swami's words, but at the same time, it is asakti at the level of action and anasakti at the level of the expectations or the fruits of the action. We just do it with the thing of only doing the work. We don't get attached to the work, which makes us start expecting the consequences and all of it. So like what Auntie was saying, we just use that oil to give us the thing to remove the jackfruit, remove the fruit from that. Only that much level of action is needed, but we don't get attached with it, and the stickiness doesn't come onto our hand, which makes us enmeshed in what we are doing. Sorry.
Yeah. That oil will act as a sneham there. It helps us to be not attached to that stickiness. That's why Swami gives that example of grease. That grease will not stick to you when you use oil. I think, I don't know whether how many of you have the experience of removing that jackfruit.
Yes.
You have had that experience?
Yes, Auntie.
It's
Yes, Auntie.
really,
All Sri Lankans know
it's a very sweet fruit, but it is so difficult to take it out. You have to have struggle. You have to struggle to take it out. But unless you have oil on your hands, it is very difficult. The stickiness will not go away. Even if you rub several times, put soap several times, no. That oil helps you. So there, that sneha should be there to prevent us from sticking to this. So it acts as a barrier. I mean, it acts as a friend to us, or it acts as what is sneha to us to remove that oil, to remove that stickiness.
Yes. Thank you very much, Auntie. Brother Das and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sairam, Auntie.
Yes,
So if we go to the jewelry store, we'll find different style and different articles. So we wanted to buy something. Then this attachment is there. Once you bring that one home, we wanted to next week the attachment is not going to go away. We wanted to more and more. Once we allow inside attachment, what is the next one? So it's like a growing. It's very difficult to take it out after that. But you just imagine, okay, this is a snega, this is a God creation. Just enjoy it, just enjoy the beauty. Whatever you need it, you buy it. Limitation is supposed to be there. Then you are not going to get into the trouble with the more and more attachment. It's like a glue. Thank you, Auntie.
To help us develop that anasakti, always we have to remember the last journey. We are not going to take even a blade of grass or even a pinch of dust with us. That vision should be always with us, so that it creates that vairagya. It creates the anasakti for things. That's very important for us. That always have that vision before us. We are not going to take anything with us. That helps us to develop that quality of anasakti.
Auntie, we were discussing about the sneham, right? What is the English word in the translation they have used here?
Where?
In
Here.
this paragraph.
Yeah.
I see as love all things as an expression of his
glory. That's all.
So we had to consider everything as a creation of Lord, right? Yeah. And so where Swami had, but that's the thing I was thinking about. We are talking about a lot of sneham.
He says, దాని అక్షములకు గుర్తుగా ఉంటుంది. అది ప్రతి వస్తువు స్నేహం మాత్రమే ఉండడం వలన కానీ మోహం రాదు. Somewhere we saw that,
just I'm trying to understand.
Yeah, you cannot.
Kalyani also brought it up, that sneham. Yeah. I was wondering where they are getting that.
Word is not given. Exact word is not translated here. Let me read from the beginning. Yeah, Anandi, please go ahead.
I also was wondering where the sneham word came in. I am unable to find out that the wording here too.
Yeah, in Telugu, Swami says sneham matrame undavalenu.
It's a sneham is not friendship, Auntie, in the direct translation for English.
There are several meanings.
But something is different here, right? Something expression they have used it. I don't know. Kalyani also referring that. I was just wondering.
Yeah. Let me read the paragraph, then you may be able to find out exactly what. He spoke of asakti and anasakti. Or the withdrawal of desire from objects, the absence of yearning. The greed to possess things that you see is caused by egoism.
Yeah, egoism.
I must have this. I must be the proud owner of this valuable thing. This is how egoism prompts. It's a strong cord that binds you to objects. Withdraw the mind and treat all as manifestations of the Lord's glory. Love all things as I feel. Love all things as expressions of His glory. Love all things as expressions of His glory.
As expression,
I think
they have used it. Maybe
his face Telugu, Prati Vastunandu Sneham Matrame Undal. That is where I think I find that.
Sister Aruna, can I interrupt like just for 1 second?
Yeah, please. Go
I
ahead.
feel like Sneham means, you know, I see you, you're beautiful, and I say, I love you. And then sometimes I feel like I love you, I have to have you, like it's obsession. So it's obsession that we cannot have, because even when you die, sometimes the moh or the obsession, even the spirits come after you because that detachment hasn't happened. So the sneham is the love. I love you, you love me, whether you come to me or not, I leave it to universe. But then if I start stalking you and I'm obsessed with you, that means I have to have you at any cost. That's what I'm understanding, I think.
Aruna.
Yeah. Thank you, sister.
Sorry.
I feel this love all things as expressions of His glory.
Yeah.
Love means sneham.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
Have that sneham.
Okay.
Yeah,
good.
then you know that. But do not delude yourself. Moham undaradu. In Telugu, Swami says, moham is delusion.
Okay.
So that sentence gives you the exact location where sneham is.
I got it. Love, okay. Love was translated.
Love all things.
Sneham is, okay, translated as love. Okay.
Correct.
That's, okay, great.
Thank you.
Pooja.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sairam Aunty, shall we, if anybody has any question on this page?
Otherwise, we can go to the next one.
Sairam, one little thing, it's not the subject matter, but the Swami is referring that even a blade of grass or a pinch of dust. In Tamil also, we say that pullo puludiyo. Maybe that, there is a significance of these two things. That's why when the last journey, they always put it in the the arhambul and something else to go with. Maybe there's a significance with this one, that the grass and the pinch of dust.
And pinch of dust. I don't know much, but I feel what a blade of grass and a pinch of dust, most insignificant things in this world. Most insignificant things. Even those insignificant things are also not coming with you. That's what Swami says. Anandi, further to that explanation, can you say that after when this last journey, do they put grass and?
Yeah, that in the the religious rituals, when they in the coffin they will put the arhambul.
Arhambul,
yeah, and for some people they also put a pinch of dust too in the man. They say that the pull and puludi, then the arhambul and the pinch of soil also they will put it in the back home. That's why I thought maybe yeah.
I have not come across that, Anandi. I don't know about that. Maybe somebody else also can throw light upon that. And but if you put that pinch of dust and a blade of grass, when the cremation takes place, even that burnt.
Now I understand that even those things, it wouldn't come with you. Then why you are having so much attachment with even the bigger things?
Even if you put it in the coffin, it's going to be burnt in the fire. Everything becomes dust. That's the main message here. Okay, we can go to
we'll read the next page, okay?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
So now we have come to the 10th now. This is going to be Samasthiti. Yeah, that's
Samasthiti.
Yeah.
Okay, after this, attention has to be paid also to another virtue, Samasthiti.
Samattvasthiti.
Samasthiti,
Yes.
the state of equanimity, of undisturbed peace. During joy and grief, prosperity and adversity, happiness and misery, this is the 15th virtue of a jnani.
Yeah.
Being elevated or depressed by success and defeat, profit and loss, honor and dishonor is an activity that is put up.
Fitai.
Yeah. Accept all equally as from the grace of God, His prasad, the sacrament of divine gift. As you wear shoes to tread over thorny places, or hold on umbrella to escape getting wet in rain, or sleep inside mosquito curtain to escape the stings and insect, so too arm yourself with an unshaken mind that is confident of the Lord's grace, and bear with equanimity praise or blame, defeat or victory, pleasure or pain. To live bravely, though, through life, this samasthitattva, equanimity under all circumstances, is declared essential. Next is bhakti. Shall we stop with that?
I think, yeah, we shall stop and then discuss about. Let me read the Telugu.
Thank you. Saira.
Sai Satish, are you ready to? Sai Satish?
Sure, Auntie.
Yeah. Tadupari Samattvasthiti.
After this is Samatva Sthiti.
Anaga manchi cheddalayandu.
This means the difference between the good and the bad,
Sukadukamalu indunu.
between happiness and sadness,
Yeah. Shitoshnamalu endunu.
in ups and downs. Is it
Shitoshna. Cold and
cold? Yeah, hot and cold.
hot and cold. Yeah. Samana bhavamanu unchuta.
Having treating them with equal mindedness.
Idi padunaidava gnanagunamu.
This is the 15th attribute of a jnani.
Gnana. Ponguta krunguta.
Being
Ponguta
carried
means
away. Yeah,
boasting.
exact. Yes, Auntie.
Yeah, sollupa.
Um,
Ponguta krunguta.
yeah, being elated and depressed.
Yeah. Panikirani vritti.
Is of no use.
Sukadukamalu kashta nashtamulu.
In happiness or sadness, in loss or gain.
1 minute, Satish.
चटनी ले जाऊं उनके लिए
कहाँ?
अरुणा जी क्या जा रही हूँ मैं चाय पे
ले जाओ. चटनी नहीं है.
है चटनी
नहीं है, वो अच्छा नहीं है बेटा.
हाँ?
कौन सी चटनी दे दी मैंने उनको?
नहीं है.
अच्छा. Okay. Sorry about it. என்ன சொன்னேன் நான் இப்போ? பொங்குட்ட krunguta సుఖదుఖములు కష్ట నష్టములు.
In happiness or sadness, in loss or gain.
నిందాస్తుతులు.
In praise or blame. Praise or blame.
Praise. భగవత్ ప్రసాదములనే భావించవలెను.
As a gift from God, it is to be considered.
Yeah. ముండ్లు ఉన్న చోటు.
Where there are thorns.
చెప్పులు వేసుకొని.
We wear slippers.
ముండ్ల బారి నుండి తప్పించుకున్నట్లు.
We escape the pricks of the thorns, similar to that.
వర్షము కురియ సమయమున.
Even as it rains,
గొడుగును పట్టి
we use an umbrella. Is that
వానను తప్పించుకున్నట్లు
to escape from the rains?
రెయిన్స్. దోమలు ఉండు స్థానమును
Wherever there are mosquitoes,
దోమతెర కట్టుకొని
we tie a mosquito net
వాటి బాధ నుండి దూరమగునట్లు.
to escape from the stings of the mosquitoes.
వచ్చే నష్ట కష్టములకు
The incoming gains and losses,
నిందాస్తుతులకు
the
ఆనర్ అండ్ డిజానర్.
honor and dishonor. Yes.
యా. ఇష్టాయిష్టములకు
Likes and dislikes.
డిస్లైక్స్. ఈశ్వర అనుగ్రహమే
All of it is grace of God.
అను సమాధాన చిత్తమును ధరించి
Having such a bent of mind of acceptance,
అవి మానవులను ఏమీయూ బాధింపలేవు.
then it will not affect the humankind in any manner.
అందులకే సమచిత్తత్వము అవసరము.
That is why equal mindedness or equanimity is important.
Yeah, that's I have stopped it there and we read it only up to that. We can discuss the first paragraph. Swami is saying equanimity, state of equanimity is very, very important. Every day in our lives, we see bad and good, and then, grief and joy, and then we come across happiness and misery, and sometimes success, sometimes failure, and some profit and loss. All these are the opposites of life. Only when there are opposites of these things, when we can appreciate the good ones. Because the bad exists, the good also, we will be able to appreciate it much more. Swami says, in any circumstance, keep your mind calm and collected, and then equanimity you have to maintain throughout. These are the life's lessons that we have come across.
Auntie, when Swami is giving the example of the mosquito net and the umbrella and the slippers,
Yeah.
so those are, he's comparing it to the samadhana chitta, or the state of samatva. Is that like the equal-mindedness?
No. What this is, just like the mosquito net, you use your samachittva. Samachittva is a quality essential to protect you from the bitings of that. What is it? What is it?
Mosquito.
Mosquito. Bitings of the mosquitoes. You use this as a this thing shield, as a shield to avoid these things. And when it rains, you have the umbrella to protect you. So also this samachitatvam can be used as a thing which will protect you from these influences, outside influences.
So this samachitta will protect us from the good as well. Like we wouldn't experience the good.
Yeah, it is just like the protection for you.
Mm-hmm.
You wear raincoat when you go out in rain. You take an umbrella otherwise. Or to avoid the pain of these mosquitoes, you tie a mosquito net around you when you sleep. So it prevents you from getting into, going through that pain. So also, samachittattvam will protect you from the onslaught of all these things.
Until the Brother Dasan has raised his hand.
Yeah. Dasan, Brother
So,
Dasan.
Sairam Auntie. So we can talk equanimity. Equanimity is the one going to help us to face the challenges.
Yeah.
So how we can think about if we get any difficulties? That's what Swami is talking about, the chapel, so wearing chapel to avoid all the pain we're walking time. So same way, when we have any difficulties, hold on to the Lord. He is the one going to protect you. So don't give up. he will take you the out of the pain, and have the faith, because once we have any difficulties or in our life, we have to take it as a prasada. The reason is it's all come out from the karma from this birth or previous birth, but God didn't give anything, because we are the cause of the action, whatever we are going through that one. But God is going to give the strength to walk on the difficulties, and He is going to protect us. Thank you, Sairam.
But if you don't wear chappals in a thorny place,
Yes.
God will come and help you. You have to wear
Yeah, same way. You have the faith that equivalent to you wear in the chapel, it's like an umbrella, you hold in the umbrella, so you are not going to get wet. So if you have that God faith, He's going to be like an umbrella or chapel, or He's going to protect you. Thank you.
First of all, we have to.
Auntie,
Soluma.
I'm looking at it in a different point of how we are protecting certain things, like a umbrella we are using not to get wet, mosquito net we are getting to avoid the mosquito bites. So likewise, your mind also has to have the faith unshaken. So you shouldn't allow anything to shake you.
Shake
so
you.
how you are preventing other things, same thing you have to do to your mind to keep it, always have that firm faith on the Lord. That's how I am reading this example.
I also feel the same way. Prepare your mind. First of all, mind should be prepared. Samachitatvam, samanatvam, that equanimity we have to develop to a large extent, so that, whatever comes, whatever dukkha, sukha, and honor, dishonor, profit and loss, when they come, you should be ready to face them. You should be ready to face those things, because we have that mental control. Our mind is under control. So somebody blames you, somebody praises you, you don't have to get bloated because somebody is praising you, or you don't get depressed because somebody is blaming you. So both things, keep your mind in samana stage. That's equanimity, equanimous nature that we have to develop. Then God will definitely protect us. Okay.
Auntie, there are two people raised their hands. One,
sure.
please.
Sure, Arun.
Sorry, Amanti. So,
Sairam Satish.
If we have, like what Swami is saying, this sandals or slippers, it will help us in terms of going over the thorns. But at the same time, to those very sandals, if somebody offers flower petals, we should be in a state where that also we are not affected by. Like what Sister Kalyani was asking, it's not only on the pain part of it or difficulties part of it, but even the positive part of it. Because for Bhagawan, whether even if it was flower petals that were offered at Swami's feet, just because we praised him as Bhagawan, he was not getting exalted because of that. Or if somebody blamed Swami for some reason, he was not going down. So if you look at it from that part, it is the mind is established in a state of not getting affected, not only from difficulties, but even the positives. So the same umbrella can protect from the rain, but at the same time, it can protect from the heat as well. So anything that we take, whether it's the sandals or the umbrella or even a mosquito net, it is for as a protection at the level of both the negative and the positive, because at the level of where God is, it is no positive or negative. So the samachittam will help the person to be at the level of the Atman, which doesn't see any duality, or it will be at the level of Advaitam, and it doesn't see a plus or a minus. It is in the realm of the absolute and operates from that level.
So the mental attitude is most important. Mental attitude, how we take things, whether it is blame or praise, generally what happens, our mind alternates between these two things. Somebody praises you, you are so happy, elated. But somebody blames you, you did not sing the bhajan properly, then we go down like that. Oh, how can I do that? Then ego also comes there. How can I do that? So for Samachittatvam, that is most important, the mental attitude towards anything which comes, whether good or bad. That Swami is saying here, that is very important, it's essential. Sairam.
Sairam, I think like it's so tempting to, like, when there's flower petals on the soft grass, to just take off the slippers and like just feel the petals and enjoy them. So I just have a question, like in
You're correcting this.
when we have, like, for example, like if you have a newborn baby, like it's easy to be detached from the negative parts of it, like changing diapers, or when the baby's crying and not sleeping. But when the baby's smiling and happy and you're able to hold the baby and laugh and enjoy that baby, that part is so it's so attractive that you get so drawn into it and you enjoy it and you feel like, oh, it's your duty, you're not doing anything wrong. But here's that does lead to attachment, and then when that is over, you feel sad. So should we be feeling like, just in this kind of an example, should we restrain ourselves from even enjoying those
No.
moments?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yes, Andy, that was it. That was my question.
Yeah. Aruna, you want to answer?
4:17, Auntie, but there's two people raised their hand, our sister Anandi and then Sai into the side.
Let them go.
Yes, thank you, Sai. Sister Anandi can go. Yes, thank you, sister.
Sairam, I have looked at in a slightly different corner of this particular part. Sometimes, even though we are armed with an unshaken mind, we all try to be balanced, and we would really like to have the unshaken and balanced mind. But sometimes, the Swami says, wear the shoes, to tread over thorny places. Sometimes, even if we wear slippers back home, shoes, still sometimes, the thorns, will prick in. Or even if we carry umbrella, the cyclone or some other times, the umbrella would be, taken away and we will be fully wet. And even the mosquito, the curtain we put it back home, still the mosquito will bite. So even though we have unshaken mind with that sort of willpower and the arm ourselves with the unshaken mind, some situations we lose our the equanimity and and behaving in a very wild way, and the Swami says clearly, the equanimity is essential, but sometimes we behave in a very wild way, and whenever our mind hits others, we really damage ourselves and the other people, and uh, at the time, I think only with the God's grace we can come out. Other than that, all these things we have listed, or uh, this would help only in a certain degree. When we are really go out of the way, only the God's grace, we are required to overcome. Maybe some sort of light on this one. Maybe the whether my understanding is correct, or we all try to have the equal mindedness, but sometimes we cannot, or we are out of that way, and our behaviors are very abnormal, and auntie, some sort of light on this one.
Sister Anandi, we are not yet Gnanis. Only Gnanis have that kind of Samatva Bhava. We are still climbing the ladder up. Then we reach that Gnani stage, then we will not have anything of which affects us.
Yeah.
But we are not reached that stage yet. So what you say is correct. We get sometimes upset, we get sometimes elated. All these things happen to us, but it is teaching a lesson. Swami is saying, develop that manas samatvam, develop that samachittatvam. Then only you will get to that stage of gnani.
Yeah.
But it's natural for all of us to feel that way. Sorry. Kalini's question, I think, Satish,
Yeah,
can
Thank you.
Sorry.
Sorry. Thank you, Auntie. One more thing is that we are now studying the virtues of the Jnani. So Jnani can maintain the samattvastiti. Okay, now we have Sai Satish. Brother, can you go ahead, please?
Yes, sister. So coming to Sister Kalyani's question on that part, if at that point when we are looking at the baby and the baby is smiling, if we can feel that, oh, Mother Yashoda also would have looked at baby Krishna and enjoyed it this way. Mother Ishwaramba would have looked at Satyanarayana Raju or Bhagawan Sri Sathya Sai Baba and then smiled this way. If Kaushalya looked at Rama and smile, and when the baby smiled, they would have felt this way. So at any point, if you are able to connect it in that fashion, sister, I think we go back to again seeing even in that happiness, anything that we can use to connect to Bhagwan or the Lord, use it as a means, then it becomes not a distraction, but it becomes as a means of concentration. Whether it is positive or negative, everything that we use to reinforce and direct it back to the Lord is helpful. So even if you see a baby smile, oh Swami, you must have smiled in this fashion when you were a baby, or your smile is as beautiful as this, it then helps to connect back. So I would say that whether it's a distraction in any form, positive or negative, if we channelize it back to Swami, then it becomes as a means of focus rather than a distraction. That is one. And to Sister Anandi's question, I think like what Auntie has already said, it is God also sets the examination based at the level at which the student is. So we know like every teacher, every exam is set based on in the world, whether it's primary, secondary, tertiary, the exam is set based on wherever at what mark the student is. If you are in school level exam. If you are in university level exam. So if it is rain level, then umbrella level exam. And if it is a cyclone level, then it is at the level of Pandavas. If we see the kind of thing that the Pandavas were put to, it was one cyclone after another, but they were at that level to meet a cyclone. And of course, God's grace, Krishna's grace was there with them because they stood even at that time and followed Dharma. And that is why Swami was with them and then guided through them. So it is the exam level is based on the level of the student. And God also is so compassionate that he will give only that test what the devotee can take. He will not burden, a mother will not burden a child without ensuring that the child is up to that level. And knowing that we are dealing with somebody whose love is that of 1,000 mothers, the exam will be at the correct level, sister. Sairam.
Somebody else? Yeah.
Yes, Sairam, Auntie.
That's
When the baby is happy, when baby is smiling, we have to enjoy the smile too. At the
Sure.
same time, when the baby is crying and some kind of sickness, so we have to take the baby to the doctor, or we have to do some medication, and we should not give up our thoughts and drown. So we have to face the situations, and once the baby is back to the normal and the happiness come again. So pleasure and pain always up and down. Thank you.
Anybody else? Yeah, well, the baby smiles, we enjoy it. And when the baby cries because of something wrong with the tummy or anything, we don't have to get depressed. Always these things are available where, you have to go to the hospital or give some medicine, the baby will be all right. So, but face both the situations in the same manner. Once and for all, you don't have to get depressed completely. Oh, my baby is suffering. No, not at all. Have that faith in Swami that he will definitely take care of the child. That faith also helps us to maintain the samachittatvam. first of all, mentally we have to prepare. That's what I feel. Mental preparedness will lead you to that samachittatvam. And then when you have samachittatvam, you are definitely protected by Swami, and Swami will take us to that Gnani stage. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram, Auntie, now 4:26.
Okay, shall we stop?
Yes, Auntie, then we'll continue from the next class.
Yeah, class.
And why don't we do the Vibhuti Mantra and close it?
Yeah,
So
before, if you're all going for that
yeah.
viewing, I think
Yes,
we should stop here and then convey my prayers to that soul which has gone, which has left us. And Arun, my consolations to Arun.
sure. So, Auntie.
Paramam pavitram Baba vibhutim Paramam vichitram Leela vibhutim Paramarthamishtartha moksha pradatam Baba vibhutim idamashayami Paramam pavitram Baba vibhutim Paramam vichitram Leela vibhutim. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sai Ram.
Thank you.
Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Samastaloka Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.
Sai Ram.